I'm Melissa Chartrand. I'm joined with Lori Goldman and Jean Marie Auclair, and we're here to talk about all things pottery. Very nice to have you ladies with us. Maybe some of our viewers recognize you. You both have been, and Lori, you'll be again this season, shanty artists. But we are here actually not to, well, we're in part here to talk about the shanties and the friendships formed from that. And why don't we start with that, and we'll show how we're going to get from the shanties to this particular weekend we're going to talk about coming up.
Great. Thanks for having us.
Sure. So, Jean Marie, do you want to talk about how you met?
I'd love to. I'm a potter, and when you're a potter, you kind of work alone in a studio creating your pots. And I was aware of other artists on the Cape, other potters, and I had seen Lori's work, but I had never actually met Lori. And then I had noticed that she was at the shanty, so I took it upon myself to go down to the shanties one day and brought Lori some coffee, sat, and made instant friends with her.
Yeah, it was great. It was sort of like I was there at the shanty. We sat outside and we talked for just hours.
Yes.
It was so great to find a kindred spirit.
Sure.
Yeah, and what I loved was that we were able to like share secrets about our work and compare our work, and our work is very similar, but it's very different at the same time.
Sure.
So it helped both of us to look at our works together.
And I think that's part of it, is that it's not a I keep mine, you keep yours. No. It's really about sharing not only the shantytown, but artists in general. Really nice to have these collaborations and connections. And then I do want to point out, and I'm from Jersey, so I can say when you say coffee and talk, we have that connection as well, because you both share where you're from.
Yes. Yeah, we're both Washashores.
Yes.
I mean, we've both been here for a very long time.
20 plus years.
And we've raised our children here, but we do have a New York City connection. And so I grew up right in the city.
And I grew up in Westchester, but lived in the city for a while.
So it's nice to bring that. And then also with connections and collaborations, let's talk about the Clay Club and what that's about, and
well, you
involvement
know,
in it.
What Jean Marie was saying about the idea that pottery is a pretty solitary pursuit, and this is probably true for a lot of artists, but it's nice if you can meet the other people that do the same kind of work that you do, but you really have to go out of your way to do that. And so there are a number of organizations on the Cape that where potters can get together, and one of the sort of looser ones is called the Cape Cod Clay Club. And we just meet the first Monday of every month. We just came from the meeting today. And the membership is very fluid. It's not like there's any dues. It's a time from 10 to 12 where if you love clay, you can come and we'll sit there and we talk about all sorts of things. And it's great because there are people that are brand new to clay that come, and there are people who they're like the elder statesmen of clay on the Cape. Yes. And it's like if you have a question, I know today it was like people bring in their pottery.
And we critique each other.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And if somebody has a problem, you know, like I don't understand how come I always get these cracks, or you know how do you fire this? And there's always someone there that has had the experience and can sort of share their knowledge.
I love that. I love that those connections are so important. And as you say, if you're each in your own studios, it can be isolating, and it's wonderful to share like interests and work through those types of things.
It was through that from meeting Lori at the shanties, and then inviting me to Clay Club, and then the opportunity arose to be part of the High Art Campus. That would never have happened if I had never met Lori at the shanty. So it was full, yes.
Full circle.
Your life.
Yes, it was a full circle.
It does, and we are thrilled to have you on the High Arts Campus,
which
love
it.
Is your work studio, and we love that people can come and take a look and meet you
and
open
working
see your
studio.
Work. And that's right on the corner of Pearl and South Street. And so now let's take it full circle even more as to what we're here to talk about today, which is your spring pottery sale and show. And that's in concert with the Cape Cod Clay Club. And we have all different styles of work and experiences, some who've never been in a show, and others, as you say, the elders, who are very familiar with it. Let's talk a little bit about what you have planned.
Well, it's 10 potters. And again, some people do hand building, other people throw on the potter's wheel, some people like Jean Marie and I, we do sgraffito. It's where you carve into the clay and make very sort of bold designs, whereas other people do totally different firing techniques, beautiful things like raku and
Wood firing.
wood firing. So it'll be a great opportunity for anybody who is curious about what pottery is like or who knows what pottery is like and loves to see it in all of its diversity. It'll be May 14th at the Cultural Center in Yarmouth from 10 to 4.
Yes.
And there's 10 potters. There'll be people like Diane Hart from Rooster, she has had her shop there for decades, I believe. But she could sell her stuff there that day, but she wanted to just be with a group of potters and share that time with us. And then there's other folks like Kathleen Cumming, who actually has been doing pottery since she was 12.
Wow.
And but she's never sold before. So this is going to be her first time of actually setting her work out for people to see. So
what an opportunity, and as you say, what an education, because I think it gets lumped in a category of, pottery, ceramics, without realizing all these different techniques and looks and feels to the work, and to be able to meet the artists there
Yeah,
for
come
the
out.
day.
I mean, even if you just want to know what it's like to live as a potter.
Sure.
Now, how do you make a living as a potter on the Cape? And we're artists living here. You want to come out and talk? Ask us questions. We're the friendliest bunch.
yeah, we'll all be
Very
there.
approachable.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm sorry,
no,
but
go ahead.
there actually is a reception the night before, May 13th, and it's from 5 to 7. And
With
then-
good food.
Good food. So it's sort of like you'll be able to talk to us, and you'll be able to eat our goodies.
Are they going to be
So-
served, I hope, in some of the bowls? See, there's an idea.
Yeah, we got to do that.
Built-in serving areas
two,
now,
to
part 2.
continue.
The one last shout out I want to give, just because we were commenting on the flyer itself for the Spring Pottery Show and Sale, is that Laurie has a son in art school in Providence, and this is one of his friends that designed the flyer. So I love that first of all you're working with other artists in other disciplines, and the fact that it was a student that pulled this very interesting flyer together.
Thanks for that shout
Yeah,
out.
absolutely.
Her name is Ayushi Koala, and she's actually from India.
Oh, wow.
But I think it also I know that being here on the Cape and being an artist, that sense of community where, the things going to her for this design or to my other friends for ideas about setting up my shop. It's great to be part of the community of potters, and it's great to extend outward to the community of all kinds of artists on the Cape, because I don't think people appreciate how vibrant an arts community this is. It can be sort of invisible at times, but we gain so much strength from that community. And I would definitely say that's one of the things where I've gained so much from the artist shanties, because that's where I've been able to meet artists from different media.
Thank you for that, and so well said. So before we go, let's give our viewers one more time, first of all, where they can get information on the Clay Club in general, and then also for your spring pottery sale.
Okay, we have a Facebook page, which is the
Clay Club.
Clay Club. It's actually,
name.
it's called Cape Cod Clay Club.
Yeah, that's right.
And
That's hard to say.
Yes. And all our information can be found on that page.
Excellent, outstanding, including the Spring Pottery Show, and I
Yes.
know you do things throughout the year as well, so it's a great resource for potters, for other artists, and for our viewers interested in the work. So ladies, for Jean Marie Auclair and Laurie Goldman, thank you so much for coming in and sharing a little bit about yourselves and
Thank
your
you
connection.
so much for having us.
Thank you. For these lovely ladies, I'm Melissa Chartrand, wishing you an artful day.